Kindercrafty. Today I wanted to do kind of a little chatty vlog talking about back to school supplies. Because I think that having been a teacher, I might be able to lend some insight as to some of the obscure things you're finding on your kids' school supply list. Most of my experience was in kindergarten. You know that I was a kindergarten teacher for 15 years. I taught first grade for 1 year, and I also taught a pre-K, like kindergarten readiness program for 4 summers. So most of my experience is with 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, so I'm going to speak to those supply lists. And I have a little one who is in a pre-K 3 class, so I'm going to talk about some of those supplies too. And kind of, you know, sort out why the teachers are asking for some of this stuff, because we're spending like $50, $60 on supplies. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss the basics that every parent expects to have to buy. You all expect to have to buy crayons, scissors, glue, markers, pencil case, right? So I'm not going to even discuss those. Let's discuss some of the other things that may be on your child's list. Number 1, I'm looking at my list, so sorry if I look down. Dry erase markers. Why are little ones expected to bring in a package of dry erase markers? One package has like at least 4 colors in it, times however many kids are in the classroom. I'll tell you why. I used dry erase boards in various sizes in several content areas. I used it in literacy or whole group like reading lessons. I used it for writing, handwriting practice, and I used it in math. You're using it a lot during the day. So not only are you using them with the teacher, so I had like small little whiteboards that we would use just for number practice. If I would throw out a number question, they could answer it really quickly on a little one. I had big ones for writing out sight words, you know, spelling out words, various sizes, right? And then I would take those activities that I had introduced whole group and I would put it in a small group. Well, when they're by themselves, little ones do not put the marker lids back on. They just don't. They forget. My son has learned that you have to make it click to make sure that it's closed, and I would try to teach my students that. It didn't always work. So if they all bring in a package, I would open about half for the first half of the year, and then at Christmas time I would go through and throw away the dried up ones and open up the other half so that it lasted all year. That's why you need the dry erase markers. Black Sharpie markers. This is on a lot of lists, and the reason is that pre-K and kindergarten teachers have to label everything. Older elementary school kids are asked on the first day or 2 of school to label their things themselves because they can write their own name. But not in pre-K or kinder. You label everything from cubbies to backpack hooks to their art wall to their crayon boxes. Everything gets labeled in black Sharpie marker. I would label their composition books for poetry and their science journals and their, I call them popcorn words, their sight word folders. So everything gets labeled in black Sharpie markers. So that's why black Sharpie markers are on your supply list. Baby wipes. Why does my kindergarten need baby wipes? They're not babies anymore. They're not wiping their bottoms with baby wipes. We use baby wipes for quick cleanups when you have to go quickly to another center. So for example, sometimes I would have the kids use a vis-a-vis marker for handwriting practice on a laminated sheet. Well, we would use baby wipes to wipe those vis-a-vis markers up. Vis-a-vis is kind of like a wet marker version of a dry erase marker. So we would use those for handwriting practice, and we use the baby wipes to quickly wipe it up. Then we could clean up, and when I would ring the bell, they could rotate to the next center. Lysol wipes. So why are Lysol wipes on the list? Don't we have custodians to clean everything up? Yes, but in my school, they only did the tabletops on Fridays, which meant, you all, if a little one sneezed all over the table and her 4 or 5 friends that sat on her table had to be in those germs until Friday. No, I had Lysol wipes so that I could quickly wipe things down from seats, because believe it or not, you still have little ones have pee-pee accidents in kindergarten. So to wipe down seats, if a little one throws up, they come in, the custodian comes in with that nasty mop. You know that it is not going to sanitize anything. So I always followed it up, wipe it up with some Lysol wipes. So that is a good thing, helps prevent germs. This year I found on my son's back to school list, candy. I'm not a huge fan of candy on supply lists, but I'll tell you why teachers use it. Teachers usually use it as a motivation for doing a good job or for behavior. Now, I personally am a believer of using intrinsic motivation. I like to teach my students that it feels good inside to do the right thing. It feels good to make your teacher happy and to please her. It feels good to make yourself feel happy when you do a good job. But there are some excellent teachers that believe in a little extra, reward from outside rewards. So that's why they use candy. Okay, so those are supply list things that you'll probably find on your list. Then most teachers have what they call a wish list. I called mine the giving tree. I had two classroom doors in my classroom. I had one that led to the outside walkway, and then I had one that led to what we called the pod, and there were 3 other classrooms that split off from like a kitchen area. So on the back door, I made a huge tree out of like butcher block paper and the little die cut apples, and on the apples I put a list of things that are not expected, but if a parent felt out of the goodness of their heart they wanted to donate something to the classroom, I'll share with you some things that I found helpful, that if you're out shopping and you see one of these things that is on sale, it's a really good deal, or if it's buy one, get one, maybe you could pick it up and donate it to your kiddo's classroom. Okay, so here are some things that were on my wish list or my giving tree. Colored copy paper. I loved colored copy paper for sending notes home that you want to stand out to the parent, whether it be your weekly newsletter, whether it be something that's coming up, field trip notice, Halloween party coming up, whatever that you wanted to stand out, I always did on colored copy paper. But that would come out of my own budget as a teacher, so I was greatly appreciative if a parent donated it. Self-laminating sheets. These are the sheets that you can buy. It's almost like a huge piece of packing tape. It's a huge piece of tape. They're kind of pricey, but I used them a lot to cover their name tags on their tables because little ones like to pick them off, so that really sealed them down. I used them to cover their composition books when I would make like a cover for their science journal, a cover for their poetry journal, and a cover for their sight word list or their popcorn words. And then I would cover the whole front of that composition book in one of those self-adhesive laminating sheets. Okay, other things on my wish list were Play-Doh. At the beginning of the year, it is great fine motor to strengthen their little fingers so that they can get that proper pencil grasp. I used it to cut out letters and match capital to lowercase. I used it to make sight words. I used it to practice writing their name. So we used it a ton, at least for the first half of the year. And then sometimes depending on the level of that kiddo's reading group, sometimes I would use it even into the spring. So Play-Doh was on the wish list because it would come out of my own budget. Colored Sharpies, just because they're fun. Teachers label everything. It wasn't unexpected, but it was fun to get because I love colored Sharpies. Colored file folders. I used to make file folder games for Friday math time. Instead of doing a whole group lesson, I would do games. So I would have a parent come in and do like a traditional board game that you would find at Target on the market, but it was number or educational related. And then I would make file folder games that I would introduce at my table in small group, and then it would rotate out into the kids' centers every week, so it would scaffold out. So I would teach them one, the next week it would go out, I would teach a new one, the next week 2 of them would go out. Do you see what I mean? So I would make these games on file folders, and it was really nice to have different colors so that I could do it for different times of the year, or for different skills. Anyway, colored file folders. What else is on my list? Seasonal stickers or ABC stickers. Seasonal stickers are fun for the writing center to do sticker stories. So the kids would write the words that they knew how to spell, and then a word that they didn't know how to spell, like the word pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern, they could just pick off a sticker and put that in its place. So sticker stories are really fun. ABC stickers, same reason. Teachers could use it for a variety of things. So if you find those on sale, pick them up. With that, seasonal cookie cutters and ABC cookie cutters. I use ABC cookie cutters in the Play-Doh Center. And seasonal cookie cutters were just fun sometimes to just make a seasonal snack. If you have a cooking mom that comes in and does cooking projects with the kids, the seasonal cookie cutters are really fun. So after that season is over, like maybe 4th of July or American themed stuff will be going on sale, pick them up, because then in February when they start learning about the presidents, that stuff will come in handy. So seasonal cookie cutters were always fun, and the do it on a dot markers, I love those. They're like a stamper marker, almost like a bingo stamper, and I used those to trace the letter, trace letters for directionality, left to right, top to bottom. I would use it to show quantities, so if I had like the number 10, they would have to stamp it 10 times. So those were really fun in the writing center. Other things that were on the wish list were the Crayola. I don't even know if they make them anymore. They were letter stamp markers. So they would stamp out the letters. ABC stamps were always a great one. So you all, anything that you feel like is kind of educational and maybe your teachers could use it, it would be great to donate it. The reason that they ask for all these things is that most teachers spend quite a bit of their own money on school-related things. Throughout the school year, I averaged on the low end about $500 out of my own pocket. Usually it was more like around $700 to $1,000, depending on what I had going on, if I had taught summer school and had more money. But $250 right off the bat at the beginning of the school year was always spent. So hopefully that gives you some insight and maybe helps ease that burden of, oh my gosh, I have to buy all these school supplies. Then you can give with a happy heart when you find some things on sale that you think your teacher might use in the classroom. Pick them up. Okay, you all, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.